And now it's time for your weekly dose of politics, news, and information with your hosts, Chris Mize and Doug Duck. It's the C&D No Bull Show.
Hi. Look at that young man.
The short one.
Chris's son.
Yeah, Chris is. Yeah, right. Mini-me. We should call you Mini-me. First off, I want to thank all the veterans out there. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do these shows, even though they're in jeopardy, big time jeopardy. Want to thank our military serving overseas and in the homeland. We thank you guys and appreciate you. President Biden, say their names. That's all we ask, Doug. It's acknowledgement on a 13. Say their names. Please.
You don't know them.
You don't know them. I want to thank all our first responders, fire, police, EMS, doctors, nurses, and tow truck drivers. Thank you guys for being on board. Other than that, Doug, it isn't like we ain't got a whole lot to talk about.
Right.
Huh?
So we'll just we'll find something to talk about.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure somebody left a door open somewhere.
Listen, man. How many people we got? 5, 4, 3,
6,
5,
6
going up.
6. Yeah.
I left the door open. They left the gates open in the country. I mean, with this president, it isn't. We had shit to talk about when Trump was president.
Yeah.
We spend. We're supposed to spend an hour and a half. We spend 2 hours, and we don't cover a tenth of what we'd like to cover. To be honest with you, I mean,
exactly.
And we'll go right into the border now. I mean, the border that we got now.
There's more Haitians to come.
And what was it? Del Rio, Texas.
Yep.
Nobody can figure out why or how 15 to 18,000 Haitians ended up in Del Rio. Well, Doug, I sent you an article, and this is CNN of all people, right, Doug? This
is the
Clinton
CNN. News Network.
Yeah, the Clinton News Network. In that article that I read, Walter Putin made a deal with Mexico. We don't know, Doug, it didn't say what the deal was. It didn't say what the promise was or what it was,
Right.
But he had some kind of promise, deal, whatever the hell it was with Mexico about something. He didn't make good on it, Doug. He hasn't made good on it. So what they did, if you read this article from CNN, they know that different border crossings, they got to pay the drug cartel to get them across the border and all this. So they go up to Del Rio, Texas, where the drug cartel isn't prominent up there in that area. And they wait, and Biden doesn't make good on his promise again. Poof. There you go. There's 18,000 Haitians. More to come.
Yes, yeah. Somebody resigned. Department of Homeland Security Director, I think.
I'm not sure. Somebody needs to.
Well, he resigned, and he's the one who said, well, it's not his fault.
It is his fault.
Not when he's getting directive. You always have somebody you answer to.
Well, yeah, and it goes up to the top, and Pennsylvania Ave.
And Mr. Putin does not like the way it's being handled down there. You don't make people go back. How ridiculous is that? That's everyone that we send back is a vote gone.
Here's the problem I have. One, are the Haitians, would they backstroke? Cross the sea, get to Mexico, walked all the way up through? Take a look. Nike tennis shoes, Doug.
Right.
Adidas tennis shoes.
Be able to walk on water. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did they backstroke across? What? I mean, explain to us. If they got boats, and there's boats coming over. You remember years ago, the Cubans, they were taking boats themselves over to the Florida coast, Doug. If they got boats and they're coming over, let us know. Let the people know. Hey, man, they're taking these boats. They're going over into Mexico. They're filtering up through. Okay, but nobody's telling us shit, Doug. How'd they get across? Well, we don't get an answer on that. And the other thing I'm pissed about, adamantly pissed about, is our poor border patrol down there. They're on horses, and some shit went on. They were trying to gain control.
They showed it on TV.
And,
all they're doing is using kind of just like if you used a car to block a criminal. That's what they're doing with the horses. They're using those horses to push some people back.
They're like herding cattle back.
Yeah.
The cowboys, they're using the cowboy technique of herding cattle. Well, our president comes on vividly pissed off.
Yes.
I'm ordering an investigation over this. We're not going to treat people like this. If yous people out there can't see, you better scroll a disclaimer.
Yeah, and don't forget the part that is really hold on, let me get the disclaimer before we go any further.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit. We're already in trouble. Huh?
Can you hear me now? Don't forget what he said. Those people that were involved will pay.
Will pay. Those people that are involved will pay. We're having an investigate. He's more pissed off the way he cares more about illegal immigrants coming in this country than he does our American soldiers.
Yeah. And look at the division that he made with the vaccinated, unvaccinated.
Yeah.
And now he's on to talking to the people who are securing our borders like they're trash.
They're a piece of shit. You're a criminal. That's how he's talking about these. I mean, who's the criminal? You made a deal with Mexico. That deal hasn't come out yet, and I'm kind of curious to see what kind of deal that was. That's not me saying that, Doug. That's not the C&D show saying that. That's CNN.
Yeah, that is a fact, Facebook.
Yeah, that's CNN reported that. They're the ones that put that up in an article that I read. They said that Biden didn't come through with the deal or promise he made to Mexico. So what they did is took the Haitians and went, here you go. We're not dealing with this. And I can understand probably why. Because our vice president went to Haiti, what, Doug, 4 months ago, was it now? 3, 4? Gave them, what, $30-50 million.
Right.
To stimulus, like stimulus checks.
Yeah.
To stimulate and keep, where'd the money go?
Now, that was for them to research why
they're leaving.
Why their people are leaving their country.
Well, I don't know. I'd like to know how. You're right, Joe. If you really get down to it, they took $50 million, hired some boats and says, here, take these people to Mexico. Now we ain't got to worry. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the government did down there. They just say, here, we're going to buy you all tickets to the U.S.
Here you go.
Here's $30 million worth of tickets.
They said, we don't have a problem now. We just send them your way with the 30-50 you give us.
Why is Walter Putin so upset with us?
You know why? Because he hates America. Why? I tell you why. There's a lot of people, Julie, that are fighting that, and it's we'll touch on that here in a little bit towards the end of the show, because then I'll start cutting in and out and sprinkles, you're gone. But Why is he upset? When's the last time? When is the last time? I've never, my lifetime, and I've never read in the country's lifetime where there's chants in stadiums. F Joe Biden.
Since you brought that up, we'll watch about a minute or two of this. It's a 4-minute video, but we'll watch this. This is his reaction to that, to those chants.
What I'm thinking about today is what these people who, and I've got a small piece of one of the beams they gave me last time, or not last time, but how many times ago. What are the people who died? What would they be thinking? They think this makes sense for us to do this kind of thing where you ride down the street and someone has a sign saying F so-and-so, or, I mean, it's not who we are.
Joe Biden! Joe Biden!
Fantastic job by a really great young man who's got a big future, and we're just honored. We're just honored. Thank you.
We want Trump. We want Trump. That's what everybody's saying in the audience. I don't think I hear that back home. Everybody's screaming right now. The people are going nuts. You're a mud for what you did to Afghanistan. Terrible, terrible.
Don't sniff him.
Terrible.
Don't sniff him.
We love the blue. I'll say it loud. You know, you're not supposed to say that. We love the blue.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, you know, I'm sitting here laughing, but it's not.
It's not,
I agree with them.
Right.
Okay, I agree with them, but it's not funny. I get plenty of nums, Mike Marzicola, one of the power drivers I worked with. But it's really not funny because, you know, this is third world country shit, Doug.
Yeah.
This is what we've seen in the past from third world countries,
right,
where, you know, so, you know, what's Biden going to say? What can he say?
He said he didn't like it.
What? Big fucking deal. I mean, come on. I don't like that. Stop. Stop.
The border's closed.
The border's closed. Y'all go home.
Right.
You know, Mexico ain't, you know, let's face it. Mexico's been a pain in the ass for years. Years. It's been a pain in the ass. It is a beautiful country in some areas. Most areas is run by the drug cartel. The murders, the hijackings, everything like that are outrageous down there with no investigations because of drug cartels. But I don't blame them, Doug. I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. You know, I don't blame them for being pissed off and doing what they're doing. You know, I guarantee you that there's some deal made that Biden and the Harris, that administration told them, we will take care of these refugees coming to the country, And you know, he's got such an influx that how can you control it, Doug? and they didn't do what they said. And boom, well, here they are. 2 weeks past due. Here's 18,000.
Right. Right.
Now the question of the day again is, and everybody's getting pissed off, and it's popped up on the screens. It's popped up, and Peppermint Patty up there, press secretary, Psaki. Even we played that last week where she turned around, walked off. I was watching it again, being asked, are the refugees, immigrants, and undocumented coming in? Like Afghanistan's, we know who they are. We're bringing them over. The Mexicans that we're seeing coming across, are they being tested, and will they be mandatory to vaccine? And the answer is no.
Correct.
The answer is no. And the problem with that is you come on TV going on 2 weeks ago, talk to us like we're a bunch of little kids in school.
Right.
Right. And you will do this and you will do that and you'll do this and you'll do that. Companies of 100 or more will be mandatory that they're going to enforce a vaccine and this, that, and the other. Why are we getting treated like the undocumented people coming into the country?
Exactly.
And the undocumented illegals coming in are getting treated better than us. If you're not asking yourself that question sitting there,
right.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Look at the way whenever he addresses the citizens of the United States, how mean and just I don't know, it just spews out of him. But when he's talking about
He's like
immigrants,
a dictator.
it's like it's a whole different type of, like they're a whole different species. They're votes for him.
Yeah, because the voter bill, and let's get back to the voter bill we've been talking about for 7 months, if not longer. The voter bill.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hold on, Doug, Bob. We'll touch base on that. But the voter bill that they're still, Doug, it's still in Congress. The voter bill that they have, who knows what the numbers are, because the gun bill and the voter bill, you got to really search because they keep switching HR bill, whatever. And, that if you're an undocumented in this country for 1 year, you will have the right to vote. Key word, and I've said it a million times on here, to you people probably tired of hearing it. How do you know how long a guy's or a person's been in a country undocumented if they're undocumented, Doug?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
How long, what do you walk up to an undocumented illegal immigrant and you say, how long you been in the country? Well, if I'm me allowed to vote 1 year, I've been here 13 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Your country's nice.
Yeah,
I like
your country nice. You treat me come across border, me stay in motel. You spend 83 million.
And I don't pay nothing, and that's a great.
But see, if we say something against this, you're racist.
Yeah, and we're not conforming, so Facebook could get involved too.
Yes,
they
police
what we say.
We're making racist comments, Doug. That's what it is. Well, it's not a racist comment. Listen to me. Some of the hardest working people you'll meet are Mexicans. Mexicans will work their asses off. I'm telling you. I've seen it. I have no problem with anybody coming in to what used to be the free world that's being clamped down on, Doug. I have no problem anybody coming in legally. I have no problem with the Afghanistan's coming in. The people we promised, the translators and that helped us for 20 years. No. Instead, these are nice people, Doug. We're bringing in people that want to be in America. Well, tell that, United States military woman. How nice they are. They attacked her.
Yep.
They attacked her. Yeah, you're right. Okay, now Bob, getting to what you saying, absolutely. Everything's going to go up.
Well,
There's no control. There's no
remember
control.
that there's a $3.5 trillion infrastructure plan on the table, which is more about cradle to grave, taking care of people so that the government can get in your business. And whatever I was listening to, they said that of the top, let's say 10,000 richest people in the US, if you tax them 100% of their income, it'll never come close to this.
No. And
So
now we're at a dead gridlock in Congress and Senate over the debt, raising the debt limit.
yeah, and Friday should be an interesting day.
And the problem is this, people. And once again, I was reading the articles on this. Social Security is going to be the first one. You ain't going to get a check. Military, your check's going to be delayed.
Oh,
Social
boy.
Security's check's going to get delayed. The military's in it, Doug. They said it. All you federal employees, your check's going to get delayed. Never once did it say Congress, Senate, or the White House, President, Vice President. Never once was their checks mentioned. Now, here's where my problem lies. You know, here's where my problem lies, Doug. One, you should never, ever, ever, ever delay a military person's check.
Correct.
That's defending our country. Ever. I don't give a shit. That's a major.
They don't make that much money.
They make shit as it is defending our country. We shit on them. We shit on the veterans coming back. I don't care. We're shitting on them even harder now. 2, Social Security. Them checks should never be touched because people have paid into that for years and years and years. And our government has robbed from that fund, Doug, for years and years and years. They borrowed. Remember, isn't that how they say, well, we're borrowing so much from the Social Security fund? Anybody that's on Social Security, they should have a class action lawsuit filed against the government and call in the loan.
Let me put something in perspective for you, because I just looked this up, and these are 2019 numbers, so they might have adjusted over the last couple of years. I think I'm not sure. An E5, which is a sergeant in most of the branches of the government of the service, makes between $30,000 to $35,000 a year.
Stop now. What's poverty level?
Exactly. Let me look that up.
We've went through this before on the poverty level.
Well, with how many people?
Let's just say a family of 4, 2 kids.
4, 26.5.
26.5. So,
now, mind you, they do get housing and they do get food.
Okay, that's a sergeant. Go down 2 steps from that. They're not making that. They're making poverty level.
A private, which is, or PFC, which is an E2 or E3, is a $25,000 to $28,000. Let me see what an E1 makes. And these guys are taking bullets, driving Bradleys, and getting blown up.
Yeah. Oh, we give them, a couple thousand a year because they're in hostile.
21.4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
20 grand to go out there, and some isn't that ridiculous to know?
And here's the thing. You're right, Joe. But here's the thing. Social Security, and I'm serious when I say this, there needs to be a lawyer step up and represent every person that's on Social Security. Say, okay, listen, you've borrowed and borrowed and borrowed, took loans from a Social Security fund. When are you going to pay it back? Because we want it back now. If this lawyer says my clients, which everybody on Social Security right now, and the Social Security disability says, we're recalling the funds. We want the funds. You've borrowed, but never paid back. You know what? We're filing a lawsuit that every person in Congress, Senate, and the White House, your funds are being, transferred over to the Social Security funds going out. You guys go without paychecks. That's being put, your funds, all the funds that go to pay everybody in the White House and Capitol Hill, everybody, is being placed towards the arrearages of what you owe the Social Security system. You know how quick this shit was straightened out? You know how quick this shit? Oh, Nancy, you want to take the private jet? No, you ride coach, baby.
Right.
You ride, book your flight too. Here's a $400 allowance for flying. So you got to book your flight 2 months in advance.
Yeah. So we get a cheaper rate.
You're back there in coach where they pass you the peanuts and the Diet Coke and say, hey, have a smile and shut the fuck up.
Right. And they don't do peanuts anymore.
No, oh yeah. But, I don't even know what the hell you get anymore. Hell.
Nothing in coach except something to drink.
Would you like some headphones to watch the TV or listen? That'll be $10. Go ride with the normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we, that's how you've solved the problem, Doug. But nobody's going to do that.
You're right.
Nobody's going to do that. I was listening last night coming home from Barberton Speedway to the Patriot channel on Sirius XM. And the guy said a great thing. Y'all think about this. A couple years ago when the football players, remember, they were kneeling.
Yeah.
They're making a stand. Well, a lot of the left side says, that's great. He's got that right. Yeah, he's got that right. A lot of the right side was saying, I'm done with football. Remember that, Doug? I'm done with football. And this was what this guy talked about last night. I'm done with football. I'm not watching any more games till they quit kneeling. The same people that are saying that 2 years ago now are, coming on, oh, that was a great football game.
Hey, did you see the Browns today?
You see this today. The Jets, Tampa Bay, Brady. Wait a minute. What about your stand?
Right. You're right.
What about your stand? You weren't watching it.
We had that conversation even about an uprising and civil war that it won't happen because
and that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So here's the chess match. Fuck football. Our elders. Here's the chess match. They're in Congress going like this, and guess who they're doing it with? They're not doing it with their paychecks. Yeah, it was nice, Randy. Me and Debbie drove down here, and we're down. I seen Randy sitting out on his thing. So, but they're not doing it with Congress and Senate's paychecks, Doug. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. They're doing it with Social Security. They're doing it. They don't give a shit about us. Johnny, you think they care? Sean, you think they care? They don't care. They do not care. They don't care. In their mind, a part of me and my conspiracy theory, if you want to hear a conspiracy theory out of me, in their mind. They want them to go away anyways. They want them to go away. They're causing, we pay too much. You don't pay shit. They paid into it. It's their you robbed from it. You took loans and never paid it back.
Right.
And now you're saying they're not going to get a check? Give me a fucking break. You're saying the military people? The military. And that means the veterans that were career military, Doug, that retired from the military, served the country their whole lives, won't get a check. But you up in Congress, how about all the retired Congress and Senate? Let's just stop with who's in there now. All the people that retired that are still drawing $175,000 a year, Doug, full benefits. Where's their cut? You know what? Some of these people went out at 45 years old. They're getting 170 a year, 160 full benefit. You know what? Isn't it time we say, listen, you did what's called a civic duty to your country. You're not getting it. We'll give you half. We'll give you half your benefits. Go find your own, like the common folk citizens that we are. Am I wrong?
Nope.
It'll never happen. Because here's why. We're going to make a stand. I'm starting to believe, Doug, unfortunately, people. He told me 3-4 months ago, civil war, revolution never happened. Because people end up going, well, And that's what, and I listened to this on the way. What I call you and tell you this morning, Doug, you might be right. This guy was right. I listened to this guy talk. And the same people that says, I'm not watching it, are telling us all about the football game today.
Didn't we get a comment earlier about what was that comment about? The people just don't care. There's just honestly a small faction of people in the U.S. that really care. Now, let me clarify a little bit, because right now the whole country's uproar with Biden right now. But let's go back, 6 or 8 months, even into Trump's presidency. There's only a certain faction that really watches politics and really gets involved in it. And the generation that's coming up now does not seem to be involved in it. Look at the people who are watching us and us.
It's our age.
We're the old school. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't think it's maybe I'm wrong.
What are you drinking?
It's called iced tea. Drinking moonshine.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't think it's a fact of a majority of the people don't care. I think it's a fact of majority of people care. But they're like, what the fuck can I do about it? And go on about their life.
So they don't care.
So, yeah, they care for a second.
Right.
And the problem is this. They don't keep up. And how many times everybody on this show, I don't know how many's watching, don't care, but how many times have we said, hey, this bullshit, what's going on at Capitol Hill, you got to take a look at this. You got to write your congressman. You got to this, you got to that. And everybody, yeah, and then, it's funny because people on that show will keep up with it. But all of a sudden, 3 months later, well, this passed, this is what we're doing. What do you mean? Well, that passed 2 months ago. What do you mean it passed?
And it happens on here. We'll say something and we'll say, watch, when your backs are turned, something's going to get pushed through. And we talked about, will an employer be able to fire you if you don't get the vaccine? Absolutely. Even when the vaccines were just starting to come out
in January,
we said yes, that can happen. And
what we said was, Doug, what you said, you brought it up. This is what they're trying to vote on right now. And you laid it out on it. Go ahead.
Right.
Doug.
Right. So then we fast forward 4, 5, 6 months, and now we're seeing all these people getting fired, and people come on here and go, You know what? They're firing people, and it's a disgrace that we do that to the first responders that worked all the way through it with no vaccine, and now nurses are being fired because they're not going to get the shot.
Anybody see what the Cleveland Clinic did? Did you hear what the Cleveland Clinic did?
No.
Their staff isn't required to get the shot.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure that's fact. I read it somewhere and heard it somewhere too. Cleveland Clinic's kind of making a stand saying, no, we're not doing that.
And I think, we talked about it earlier that nobody cares what Joe Biden says,
No.
Walter Putin. They don't, I mean, it's to a point where he's a lame duck president before his time. Usually the last 3 months of a presidency is lame duck session. He's been a lame duck for almost 4 months now.
Ed said that's a fact. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I really kind of wouldn't have said that if I wasn't 90% sure, but stop and think of this, because they would have nailed me on that. But stop and think of this, Doug. Cleveland Clinic is known worldwide. I'm not talking United States, worldwide. There's Arabs that fly into the clinic with their whole harem to have heart surgeries, everything else done at Cleveland Clinic. World-known hospital. What's that tell you? If the clinic's saying, nah, we're not doing that. What's that tell you? We're not doing that. That's pretty strong.
Right.
It's pretty strong. And the problem too is who is?
Who's CCF?
I'm not sure who that is. The problem you got now is just like we talked a couple weeks ago. There's already companies that, let's say, had 300 people or 250 people that have went, okay, this group here, now you work for, there you go. This U150, U75, you will now work, instead of C&D No Bull Show LLC, you now work for the DNC Show LLC. This other 75, you work for the C&D No Bull Show LLC. And then the other 75 work for producer Debbie C&D. What, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've already doing it. These companies have already done this.
And they're going to have to do that. Cleveland Clinic's going to have to do that. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to withstand the fines. And I think it's $14,000 per whatever incident.
You don't think Cleveland Clinic ain't got lawyers fighting this right now?
I'm sure they are.
Along with how many other major corporations? Here's the problem you got where I work.
See, this is what I said a couple weeks ago, that this is all on the backs of the employers, and they're going to start losing people, and it's all on the employer.
Well, you ever think that's the main plan? To drive it into socialism?
Yeah.
But, it's all coming, here. Hanson. I don't work for Hanson, but I'm considered a subcontractor to Hanson, okay? My company. Hanson has how many employees? So each quarry individually can be considered their own entity, Doug. And that's what the fight's going to be about. It's nonprofit. They're just telling them. Yeah. That's what it's coming to. And I can tell you this, I always thought it would be, Doug, if you stop and think of this, I always thought it would be the middle class. I always thought it'd be the middle class. I told you, middle class is going to get sick of this shit. And those people in the middle class are going to, step up and
Right.
what he did a couple weeks ago and what he's trying to do, I think corporate America is going to be the first ones to act. Corporate America will be the first ones to act. The way the taxes are, the way they're going around.
Right,
We're taxing the rich. We're
Yep.
taxing you. You're going to pay. And now they put this, vax mandate that they're running through the Labor Department, So I think corporate America is going to be the first one to take the step. They're taking more than one thing at a time. Let me tell you this right now: if you don't watch that gun law bill, if you don't watch that infrastructure bill, they're taking about 20 things at a time in two
Yeah.
bills.
Yeah.
Bills, and
you're going to be able to keep your guns. You don't worry about that.
yeah, but
You're going to pay to have them.
if you got a choice of losing your job or getting vaccinated, and you want to keep your guns, you better go get the jab. Because it's going to cost you a lot of money to keep them guns.
The last I looked, it was $800
per gun. That was not considered military grade.
Correct.
And military grade is a clip of 8 shots. Anything over 7 shots, 7 shells. 8 shots or more. Anything that can be deemed semi-automatic will be deemed what they want to, if they want to say that's military grade or not. Semi-automatic.
That is making its way through Congress.
And if you're allowed to keep your military grade weapon that they deem military grade,
right,
it's $1,500 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not.
Remember this on September 26th. So in January, you'll say,
what are they doing? And that bill, yeah. Well, it's like I said, Randy, I agree with you, but here's the problem. Let's take in my situation. It's 1-2 in the morning. My daughter's here with my 2 grandkids and my wife and me. They show up at my door at 2 o'clock in the morning, beat the door. I open up the door and there's about 20 of them standing there, guns drawn and everything. We're coming in. What are you going to do? Because if they're at that point in time where they are actually doing that, you really think they give a shit about my grandbabies, my daughter, and my wife?
Right.
They're taking your shit one way or the other. If you got to die,
and we'll be out of here.
Yeah, and if you got to die in the process, so be it. And Biden's already proved he don't give a shit about us.
Exactly.
He don't care about us. If you're a Haitian coming over here illegally, you got more rights and protection from the White House than the American people that are working in this country. Abiding by all the laws. You're getting wound up, ain't you, Doug? You're biting your lip.
Just, yeah.
I mean, that's truth. That's fact. CNN wrote that report, Doug. Not Chris Mize or Doug Dock. So if Facebook don't like that, we'll see and take that down. Maybe it won't matter, but we'll write an email to CNN and tell them CNN don't agree with what you're saying.
So
another disclaimer: watch what you say in that comment section. I'd give 2 shits what you say. Yeah. I could care less. But we're being watched. Chaz Clark made a statement. Me and Doug went, "Oh, you won't be on long. 3 minutes."
He was gone.
Facebook jail 3 days. Just remember, we're not responsible if Facebook pops you off. Yeah. Yep. And that's the other thing, Greg. Just remember, $600 or more, private or business, doesn't matter. Transactions at a bank of $600 or more will be reported to the IRS now.
No, it goes further than that. If you go on to Facebook Marketplace, if you go onto eBay, if you go onto Craigslist, what are some of them other ones? Any of them?
Yeah. Internet.
Yep. if you sell something and it's $600 or more, whoever's running that site or whatever, they have to send you a 1099K at the end of the year, and that gets reported to the government. So if you got an old junker, you want to make sure that's $5.99, and then maybe they can tip you a few bucks when they get there. But if you report it or you sell it for $600, it is getting reported. You're not going to be able to sell stuff anymore.
Yeah, nope. And we went into that last week or the week before. I can't remember, Doug.
Last week.
If I go to a store and buy a 75-inch flat screen.
You love flat screen TVs.
Well, I pay for that flat screen with the money I worked for. That's
with your stimulus check.
No, that's most people did. That's already been taxed. Yeah, we bought. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Debbie. She talked me into buying a big screen TV before stimulus checks come out. But so yeah, and a refrigerator, and but you buy that with money that you made that's already been taxed. You pay a sales tax on that when you buy it. Then now, if you put it up, you want to update, get another one, latest and greatest. You sell that on any of them that we just talked about for more than $600 or more, you're getting taxed again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, the infrastructure bill, yeah.
Don't forget that.
You're getting taxed. Yeah, you're right. My pool. I paid a lot of tax on that.
A lot of money on that.
Yeah, but this infrastructure bill, take a hard look at it. Guys like Greg and people drive a lot of miles. Guess what? You're going to get taxed per mile that you drive in a year in that infrastructure bill. 3.2, Doug, or 3.4?
3.5.
It's 3.5 now. Oh, Jesus. There was only 1.4 trillion. It's actually going towards infrastructure.
Right. So, what we had last year was we could travel freely. We could buy and sell things as we deem fit. We had a chance, we could own firearms. We could do a lot of it. Now you're going to be taxed on where you drive, how much you drive. Fuel prices are just astronomical now. You don't have that right to buy and sell as you choose because the government's going to know what you're doing.
Yeah. You don't have a right to put money in your bank over 600 because the government's going to know you did. And Randy, you're paying a gas tax now. Plus, you're going to pay a mileage tax if this infrastructure bill goes through. Mileage tax.
Yeah, and that's right, Greg. I've always, since I was a kid, thought about that. Why when it's new, it's taxed. When somebody sells it and I buy it, I'm taxed. If I sell it, the person that buys it is taxed. Unbelievable.
Cars are taxed all the way until they go to the junkyard.
Yep.
And guess what? They scrap them out. And if it's over $600, you get a 1099 on the scrap.
Right.
So I mean,
so beat that thing up before you take it in.
Yeah, poor great grandpa's car has been taxed 20 freaking times before it got melted in the furnace.
So we have apparently a relationship with the Taliban. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good over there.
They're good people.
Yeah. They're really good people. So watch this.
Hey, people.
هدف از اینه که دیگه مفسدین بیدار باشه حواس از اینا جمع باشه.
That's what happens if you're a kidnapper.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, this is people we trusted. They wouldn't do shit like that, Doug. Remember, they told the administration, we won't put any Al Qaeda members in or anything. What?
Right.
2 weeks after we're out and everything, one of the FBI's most wanted, $5 million bounty on him, becomes one of the top officials in the government of Afghanistan now. Now we're hanging people. We showed you pictures, and it wasn't our pictures. It was news of the Blackhawks that we left for the Afghan government. We weren't out of there, what, Doug? 2 days, I think, 3 days. And they were picking people up off rooftops, hanging them like it with our Blackhawks. You remember? And the thing of it was, one of the excuses come out, well, we taught the Afghan government how to fly these and work these. The Taliban don't know how. Are you serious?
Right. Like, they're not brainless.
People,
so,
he still hasn't acknowledged the 13 soldiers that lost their lives. He hasn't said their names or acknowledged them. Neither is that bitch that he's got as a vice president. Kuntala. Neither one of them have. They go to ground zero, don't make a public speech, Doug.
Right. It was recorded and played on a big screen.
Yeah.
And the reason for that was, this is what they said. The reason for it was because, the big crowd, it's hard to, what it really was is, we don't want you to screw up. So we're going to write down what we want you to say.
Yeah. And then we'll play it later.
Yeah.
So you got to ask yourselves, as an American, if you're not upset, you need to go look in the mirror and say, why am I not upset? Am I true to this country? Let me tell you something. The black flag, the black American flag, Doug, the all black American flag, it needs to start flying in a lot of places.
Well, I think we have some help on the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Listen to Ghostbusters?
No, it's better than the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Listen to this. I guess we're going to be able to stay on while this one plays.
Oh, boy.
We're breaking out 5. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says troopers are aware of a possible disruption to your commute.
This is for tomorrow.
And I'm Chris Rio. There are various social media posts from truckers threatening to protest on the road.
That's right. And Trevor Peters at the alert desk. So what are you learning, Trevor?
Well, guys, various viral posts on TikTok suggest Facebook suggest truckers could be causing disruptions on the road come Monday morning. Take a look. This is from the Ohio State Highway Patrol. They released this statement to us saying, quote, "The patrol is aware and monitoring the situation closely to ensure roadways are safe to travel. For security reasons, we cannot go into further detail at this time." So that's a statement that we just got in. This is for Monday morning starting at 7 a.m. One post with several thousand views named Cincinnati specifically, calling for multiple slowdowns on I-71, 75, and 74. There are also posts suggesting protests in Dayton, Columbus, Cleveland, and across the Midwest. We'll keep you updated as this situation progresses. Again, that news just in to our newsroom. Guys?
Way to go, truckers.
See? We got help on the way. Make you bigger. Make you bigger. Oh,
you know what?
Garbage.
Here. Randy hit it. It was at 76?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep, I remember that.
I remember I lived in Berlin Heights. It wasn't even a quarter mile from Turnpike, I remember that vividly to this day. When the truckers say, fuck you, we're done, the whole country stops, Doug.
Yes,
the roadway stops.
Yes,
it's done. It's done. Now, if you remember, they let ambulances by and stuff like fire truck. You know what I'm saying? They weren't that way. you know. But if the truckers are threatening to where the state patrol puts something out to go on strike tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, you can bet your ass it's gonna fucking happen.
Right.
And I don't blame them. I don't
Right.
blame them. You know, Mark's drove truck all his life. They get shit on a lot. You know, they got to go through all this DOT shit, and they keep adding it. And now what they're coming out with, in case you people don't know out there, they're mandating it through, I believe, the Labor Department. All truck drivers are going to have to get the jab in order to renew their CDL or keep their CDL, Doug. That's not right.
It is not.
It's not right. It's not right.
It's not right.
So, you know what? I remember the 76 or 77. I can't remember. I want to say 76, but it might have been 77. I can't remember. I was a kid. I remember vividly how shit shut down right now. Everything's shut down right now. Matter of fact, how I know so well is my dad was mayor of Berlin Heights. And he actually had to come home from work and deal with this problem. You know, I don't know, Gene. It's, you know, you're in a different situation. You know, with
yeah, I'm sure school bus drivers will probably be all right, but you know, maybe interstate cross country stuff will be affected. But this is supposed to take place tomorrow morning.
See, that's,
and you heard it here. You heard it right here.
Mark put it up there. Get the jab or no physical card to renew your CDL.
Yep.
You know, the thing of it is, Julie, it doesn't matter how many of them are out there. The ones that are out there that are legal, and this is a very sore subject with the guy that just posted about the CDLs, because I'll go into it. I'm not going to go into it too deep because there's litigation and shit, but Mark was rear-ended by one in May that didn't hardly speak English, whatever, and it's a mess. He isn't back to work yet, Julie, driving truck because of it. But regardless, that's all I'm going to say, I guess. I don't want to, you know, that's Mark's business. But the thing of it was, 79, I can't remember. It was in the 70s, I know.
Yeah.
But when the gas shortage, you know, she might be right. It might have been 79, because that's when Carter was in, we had the gas shortages, I believe. You're right. You're probably right, Sean. But if they say they're shutting down, they're shutting down.
I can't wait.
You know? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You know, okay, it was 79 then. I was 11 years old. So, you know what, Doug? I'm 100%. I'll back them. I back them 100% if they do this. You'll never hear. They're making it so hard. I want to know why. 150 ships are anchored outside of Long Island, and there's like 100 and some more up through the East Coast, Doug, that can't get in and get unloaded. Container ships with supplies we need. Why? You know, here's the thing. I know a guy, I'm not going to say his name. He deals in plastics, okay? And he gets containers from overseas, China and this, that, and the other, different places. A year ago, what cost him $4,700, between $4,000 to $6,000, Doug, different container, plastic recyclables, okay, to ship over.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, cost him between $17,000 to $21,000. Same weight, same everything.
Jesus.
Why? And the ship's sitting at sea with an anchor down. Some of them been sitting there a month. Research this, people. You don't believe me? Research it. I do too.
Yeah, I mean, it just came out And they said it's for tomorrow. So
Okay, Timmy J, you'd know, Timmy. There you go. Timmy deals with that. Up to 30,000. What used to cost him a year ago. Now, Timmy, I know you don't like to speak up too much on shows like this, but correct me if I'm wrong. What cost you 5,000 a year ago now is costing him 30,000. What's the fucking answer to this, Doug? Why? Where is our administration to give an answer to why it went up $25,000? And it's sitting. Some of them, like I said, been sitting for over a month. Out in Long Beach, out in the ocean, anchored down. Well, here we are. You know what the excuse is? Well, we got a problem with help and COVID. And really? We didn't have this problem last year when it was 5,000 when we locked the country down. Remember, Doug?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Why? Nobody's going to get that answer right away. Timmy, you might have that answer and everything else, but I guarantee you, have you heard of it on the media, Doug?
No.
Is Fox News even reporting this?
No.
CNN?
Definitely not.
CNN had a little bit of it up.
When they
there you are. See?
All right.
Supply and demand.
I don't know. Don't know what the answer is.
$25,000. Come on. You know what, Timmy? I can agree if they say, listen, supply and demand, guess what? Even up doubled, I'd pitch a pitch. Don't get me wrong, Doug. I'd pitch a pitch. 10,000. You know what I mean? 10,000. Okay. Whatever. $25,000 more? But it's still sitting out there. In Tim's case, okay, hey, winter's coming. Let's see, ship sports. Yeah, winter's coming. Where's my haters, Tim? Well, they're here. They're in U.S. waters.
Right.
They're in U.S. waters.
You'd like to go out and get one.
Hey, I tell you what, buddy, we'll cut you a deal. If you want to take a rowboat and roll, a couple miles out off Long Beach, jump on this ship here, go through the containers, And
the whole vaccination we got scalded for a couple weeks ago is keeping people from going to work too. There's people who, you know what, screw it. And there we go with the ships, the ports, the trucking.
Listen, I'm not against the vaccination. I'm vaccinated.
I don't think anybody is.
I'm not against it. Most people like me that are vaccinated, Doug, will stand shoulder to shoulder with someone that isn't.
Right.
If that's their choice.
Right.
All right. I don't want to hear. I'm sick and tired of hearing. It's driving me up a wall. If you look at the numbers, last year, this year, 200 million people have been vaccinated in the United States. They're saying, well, if you go into hospitals, do your research, the unvaccinated fill in the hospitals, this, that, and the other. You're telling us the numbers are about the same, Doug. We didn't have the hospitals filled up too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now you're going to make me bring this up.
I mean, you want vaccinated, that's your choice. I chose to. Doug chose not to yet. I sit side by side with them every Saturday night. You think I care?
That's right. And we hug and kiss.
Oh, yeah, we don't. Yeah. We spoon in the tower.
That's why we don't know what's going on the track.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously.
I'm going to play this, just a few minutes of it. You're not going to be able to hear the police very well, but you'll hear the camera person. And the only reason that I'm going to play it is so you can get an idea kind of what it's like. This is a school board meeting that some unmasked people showed up for, and this is in Ohio. And I just want you to take a look around the room, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Greg Miller has a good point, and Greg, that's what I believe in too. But I'll get in after all this. I'll get into the testing part. Go ahead, Doug.
What's that?
What Greg just said in the comments.
Okay. Share.
Yeah.
All right. Wait a minute. Let me see. You're laughing.
Mark.
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, here we go. Take a look at this. And like I said, the audios are a little bit off on this. You can hear the guy that's actually doing the video, but you can't hear the police officers.
Thank you.
Really? So you're going to eject us from the building because we won't put masks on? Seriously? Okay. Okay. So you're a sheriff, right? So what law are you enforcing here?
I am enforcing the school authority to tell you that you have to put a mask on. Otherwise, they're asking you to leave the building. If you do not leave the building, you will be charged with trespass.
Oh, really?
Because you've
Really?
been ordered off of the building, out of the building.
For what reason,
without a
though?
mask.
This is a public school.
It's a public school.
So as I'm a diaper on my face, I have to walk in here. You're going to be okay. Everybody has to wear a diaper on their face. So if the school tells me I have to get a tattoo or anything, you're going to enforce that because the school said you swear an oath, Sheriff Engel, to
To the
uphold
Constitution.
This is getting very serious.
This is not constitutional.
You're going
It is
against my
not a law.
constitutional freedom.
This
Right
is
here.
public.
Hey, my good friend, been best friends my whole life with kid who grew up across the street. We've been Fred Schaefer. I'll say his name. He's a sheriff deputy in Naples, Florida. One day a week for overtime, he's in the schools because now Florida's required to have a sheriff deputy in every school. I just talked to him 2 nights ago. It might have been Friday night. Okay. He said, DeSantis, no way are you wearing masks. You know, he threw all this shit out. He says that they don't even try it down there, whatever. I put a post up on C&D page. We were just talking about this before it come on. Butler County Sheriff in Ohio come on and did a Facebook Live. Quote unquote. One, he's not the mask and vaccine police. He don't, that's your choice. He's not enforcing the mask. He's not enforcing with the sheriff department in Butler County. He don't care. If he even come on just like I said. He goes, I went and got the vaccine for my personal reasons. I'm not requiring anybody on my staff to get the vaccine. My job's to uphold the Constitution, and where in the Constitution should they enforce this?
Okay. You watched a little bit of the video. Did you see when they panned around the room? This is going to be a school board meeting getting ready to start. Okay. Don't forget this image as well. This is our kids going to school.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Now, what he does end up saying to the sheriff is, okay, we're unvaccinated or we're not going to wear a mask. What we will do is we'll socially distance. We'll sit in the back of the room in our own little corner. Remember when they used to have restaurants, smoking and no smoking section? We'll have a no mask section, and everybody else can sit down front. No, you can't do that. Why? The issue is that you're afraid, and then there's a school board person or school administrator that comes up, and he asks, why am I required to wear a mask? And the reason that they are requiring to wear a mask is because it stops the transmission of COVID. And he said to her, and you're a school teacher? Why don't you listen to the CDC? It's about 2% effective. And
listen, if you want to wear a mask, Doug, if you want to wear a mask, we've
Have at
said
it.
this at the racetrack. You want to wear, when the mask mandates went out, we said, listen, you want to wear a mask, have at it. I catch anybody pissing with you for wearing that mask, they're leaving. That's your right. That's your choice.
Yep.
And you're right, Greg. Going on 2 Thursdays ago, Biden started that segregation.
Yes.
And this ain't about black, white, purple, brown.
No, we already have those segregations. Those he helped.
Yeah, this is about vaccinated, non-vaccinated.
Right.
He's already started that segregation.
Yes, yes.
Discrimination.
He knows those of you
people
that are vaccinated don't like those that aren't vaccinated.
Are unvaccinated.
You're upset with us.
I understand your frustration.
Yes.
Was the exact word.
Perfect wording. Yep.
I understand you. I feel your frustration. It don't matter to me. I mean, listen. You know, I feel. You're right. It isn't.
This is what that video is all about. It's on Mark Cupita's page, and you can watch the whole thing. It's 14 minutes long.
Unless you're under a state of emergency, then it becomes temporary. Remember that, okay?
Well, wait a minute.
If you're under a state of emergency, there's different things they can do.
There is different things they can do, but DeWine said that if he could enforce a mandatory mask mandate, he would have done it, but he can't. He doesn't have the power to do it now.
Because in the states, the state legislation holds the power.
Yes.
Over federal.
Yes.
And what happened, go back to the DeWine thing, they got pissed off and they restricted his powers.
Right.
It's real simple. He can go in front of the committee that was formed. State legislation took his powers away, and he can mandate it for 14 days. 14 days is tops. Anything that was going to go past 14 days, it has to go through the committee of state senators and state Congress, I believe. I think it's both bipartisan, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bipartisan. But so he knows that anything he puts into place is only going to go 14 days. That's it. Basically, if DeWine had his way, we'd be in lockdown again. We'd be locked down. Period.
The headline says DeWine can't mandate mask, and this was September 8th, so about 3 weeks ago. DeWine can't mandate mask health orders. Will keep speaking about COVID precautions. So he's not even going to try it, which is probably a good idea.
I believe, though, if you look into that, what was passed, because me and you were looking into it.
Yep.
I believe you're going to find the only thing he can mandate is up to 14-day period.
14 days, correct. Yep.
After that, it has to be okayed by the committee that was put in place by Congress and Senate in Ohio. There's a committee to it. They have to okay anything past the 14 days. So, you know, it wouldn't. Well, shit, it was only going to take 2 weeks to hit the curve, right? Flatten the curve.
Yeah,
remember when we first put masks on and shut down 2 weeks?
Yep.
So, you know, getting to what Greg's saying, you're right. You're right. Unfortunately, you're right. Segregation started taking place a week and a half ago on an address to the nation from the White House. And if you guys clearly couldn't hear it, I don't know what to tell you. When he talks to the American people, I can tell you this right now. I've seen Putin talk to the Russian people nicer than what he talked to the American people.
I agree with you.
Putin made a comment. I don't know who's all seen this. Doug, I don't even know if I sent it to you. A Russian soldier got killed. I don't know where, in action, whatever. Okay. So Putin's standing out there at this ceremony, and it's raining. And he's standing in his suit and everything. And he was asked, why didn't you have somebody hold an umbrella or, you know, why, you know? And he turned and looked at this reporter, quote unquote, said, This man just gave his life for his country. Just gave his life for his country, for us. The least I can do is stand here and honor him without somebody holding an umbrella. 5 minutes of my time, 5 to 10 minutes of my time in the rain or not, is not enough to pay that man back.
Wow.
We got a guy that won't even say the 13 names.
Checks his watch.
Checks his watch while they're unloading a fallen soldier. Now, it ain't about hate with me. It ain't about I didn't like George W. Bush. I made that clear. I didn't like him. George W. Bush looks like a fucking genius to what we got now. He looks like a genius. Am I wrong? At least he can talk to the American people. You know, I'm trying not to get wound up, Doug.
Why not? Why?
I'm just trying to stay calmer.
You got your hair cut,
got my hair cut, shaved, cleaned up for the show.
You can say what you want.
If I go off and say what I want, you know, I want to wait for 10 minutes before I start getting booted off, you know, because we got the Facebook Nazis coming at us. We got the YouTube Nazis coming. A little show like this, we got all these Facebook Nazis, YouTube Nazis. Oh, best comment of the year, people. Best thing of the year is the message we got for YouTube pulling our show off. You know, yeah, it's used unvaxxed people. You know what? I don't care if they're unvaccinated, unvaccinated. I don't care. You know, the day they say, and it's coming. Let me get back. The motherfuckers, the day they say, he said it in his speech, Doug, and nobody's paying attention to this shit. Entertainment facilities, sooner or later, are going to be required to check for a vaccine card. I didn't say that. He said it. And nobody paid attention. Doug, are we the only assholes that caught that?
No. President Walter Putin stood there when he was scalding us and said, after the 100 employee company thing, that all these entertainment venues will need to start checking for vaccination cards.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I know. Use people. Yeah, that's what Sean's right. That's exactly what he said. So, Doug, I feel that we're the only ones that caught that, though. Entertainment facilities include racetracks. Sorry,
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
You know, sorry. You can't say sporting event. You know, we use the entertainment facility against the sporting event already, but you think?
This is a small group of people here, and a lot of you are probably racers or race fans. And what would you do if you came up to the window and she says, "Need to see your vax card," and you go, "I didn't bring it. Sorry, you can't come in." What would you do?
I'd tell you what they do. Greg or Bill or even Mark, you know, Mark's on a leave of absence, but, you know, yeah, Joe, they tell me to go. Exact words, you lose your fucking mind. You know, have you lost your mind? No, we have to see your vet card. You can't come in.
See, look at that.
We would have a jam up at the pit gate of people trying to get their shit turned around to get the hell off the property. Yeah. And Facebook would light up vividly. And my stance is this. My stance is this. I tell you, small little group right now, my stance is this. Ain't my fucking business if you've been vaccinated. And it's a cold day in hell when I'll sit there and ask somebody, you've been vaccinated? I need to see your vax card. You know, I need to see that card. Or you're not going to. That'll be the day that my truck will probably be smashing into you guys to get the hell off the property, and I'll be done with racing. Done.
So it looks like majority of people. Yeah,
there's my card. You know what?
So we need to talk about this. So several racetracks, huh?
We need to talk about this.
Yeah, we need to talk about this. Well, because I didn't think you would want to bring it up, but we're going to.
I don't.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's just like the Tuesday show. What about?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, get this, people. I'd say to Doug before I don't want to talk about that. I'll talk about it next week. What do I get? Well, hey, Chris, what about this?
I'd like to know. Inquiring minds.
Yeah.
So as racetracks, we kind of all, for the most part, stick together on things like this. When you go to another track, and we talked about this, how we were going to approach all of this stuff, and you go to another track and you got your mask on, and what does that, especially if you own or promote a track?
That's fucking stupid. Fucking moron. You touching a button now. I tell you what it promotes. If you own a racetrack or you promote a track, we just went through fucking living hell last year. Living fucking hell. You know, health departments going to not just racetracks, sporting events, different health departments. Jim Bob up there ain't got his mask on. Oh, what the fuck, man? I got 1,000 people sitting here. What do you want me to do? You know, where does it come? You know, okay, Jim Bob's got a health problem. What's his health problem? I ain't a fucking doctor. I don't know. What do I know? So, fighting this fight. Why would a track promoter walk in with a mask on?
Afraid he might catch something.
In open fucking air after we just fought this shit?
Maybe he was being being cautious.
Okay.
You never know.
Whatever. You got that fucking right. But I can tell you this right now. It rubbed me the wrong way.
You know what? If we did, and just looking at this, and this is just a handful of people,
I'd be crucified.
Our sport,
crucified.
Our sport would be over, because most of these people are saying, most of our group is saying they're done. If we ask for a vax card, we're in trouble.
You take the HIPAA law. Everybody, and trust me, me and Doug tried the HIPAA. Did we not, Doug? We tried the HIPAA approach. You take that HIPAA law, go in and take a shit in your bathroom, wipe your ass with it.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean shitness.
No,
it doesn't apply.
HIPAA is more. It's
medical information.
Deals with the medical community, and asking you if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated is not in violation of the HIPAA law. We have researched that.
And asking if you have a health issue that prevents you from wearing a mask does not violate the HIPAA law.
Correct.
Now, there's a point, if you start asking what's your health issue, and there's a point where you're getting into a Privacy Act.
Right.
Trust me, Doug did most of the work. I ain't gonna lie to you, but there's a point where you get into a Privacy Act issue, not a HIPAA.
Right. HIPAA is more about your medical records and doctors and nurses and hospitals and
But the vaccine, Doug, correct me if I'm wrong, along with this fucking bill that nobody was paying attention to with your employers and everything else, this vaccine, HIPAA laws don't apply to that. You can ask them. Even though it's medical information, you can ask them. And if they can't produce a card, you can act as an employer.
Right. It is a med deal, and it's not private. They've already made it clear.
A peppermint patty answer. We'll circle back to it.
Yeah, we'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
We'll bring it up. Yeah, service animals, you can't ask. If you take your peacock on the plane, you can't ask, well, why do you have that?
Well, Randy, this is where I'm at with this. It's a medical deal, yes. It is private, yes. But the bill they passed through in January, Doug, correct me if I'm wrong, the bill they passed through in January about this vaccine walked right through that privacy.
Absolutely.
Walked right through it. The way they
believe
worded
me,
it.
we've researched it. We've talked to people. I have, at least.
It walked right through it.
And
it's law now. Sorry about your luck. At 11:30 one night, boom, that went through. The next day, boom, that went just like the stimulus bill went through. At what, Doug? 2:30 in the morning through Congress in January, and 11:30 next day the Senate passed it. 6,000 fucking pages.
Right. Yeah, they all just they speed readers.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Tammy. Unfortunately, they've kind of went through that too on this vaccine. I'm telling you, with that bill wasn't just a couple pages we showed. That bill was what, Doug? Like 1,400 pages.
Yeah, it was.
This is 1,400 pages of shit after shit. They went through your HIPAA law. They went through the Privacy Act. They went through, religious beliefs. They went through. Employer don't care. If you got a dick for an employer, and he says, I don't care about your religious beliefs. I don't care do you got the vaccine or not. No, then you're fired. You're fired. That's it. You're relieved of your duties. None of that applies in this bill that they passed. None of it. The Privacy Act is the only thing, remember, Doug, with the mask, that you could go too far with it. So, quote unquote, at the beginning of it, from our governor of Ohio, Doug, if they're not wearing a mask, just assume they have a medical condition.
Correct. That's exactly what was said.
If you're not wearing a mask, just assume they have a medical condition.
Okay, so back to the whole HIPAA thing. And this was August 19th, 2021, when President Biden proposed having public health workers canvass neighborhoods door to door to encourage unvaccinated persons to get COVID vaccine. The lieutenant governor of North Carolina declared that this plan was illegal due to HIPAA rules. Nope, it's not illegal, and HIPAA does not cover this.
There you go. There you go. About ready to go.
Where are you going?
So he's probably mad beating a windshield or something. He's on his way home from Barberton,
after all that, I can understand it.
So here's my thing. Oh, to Mexico. Yeah. Right. You have more goddamn rights, Greg. Go down there in the line.
And but you didn't read. Yeah, you read the rest of it, and they cross back.
You're allowed to identify in this country as a female today, Greg.
You can identify as a Haitian.
Yeah, go down to the line, step across the line, step back, say I identify as a Haitian. And see what they say. You can't. I can identify as Christine. Goddammit, I should be allowed to identify as a Haitian. Am I wrong?
Now you're gonna bring up something else.
Oh Jesus! So hold on before we go, Sean, and use people. If you do the research on it, the only thing you're not violating HIPAA law by asking for a vaccine card. They've went through that tape already. You're not violating a HIPAA law by saying, why aren't you wearing a mask? We've been through that rodeo for weeks. You can only go so far before you might violate a Privacy Act. But in today's world, go try to fight that and you lose.
Yeah.
You're going to lose. Unfortunately. It'll be a cold day in hell. My whole point is it'll be a cold day in hell before I stand at a gate at any racetrack and ask you for a vaccine card. When that protest is made against that, and the reaction happens against it, I will be standing right with you, because it's not my job. And what I feel personally, I don't care if you got it or don't got it. It's your choice. And that's just me. Now, I speak for me personally. I don't speak for Doug, Kevin, anybody else. Me personally, that'll be the day it's my choice to not be involved. Yeah.
All right. So you brought up something else. So now I have to bring this up. So we're not going to be able to get anybody from California in Ohio that travel is state funded.
Yeah.
It's been restricted. Do you know why?
I don't know. Because we got more common sense.
No.
Why?
Because of our bill or our budget that we passed July 1st.
Yeah.
We gave the healthcare providers in the state the ability to deny care to LGBTQ patients. That was in the budget. So now California has banned travel to Ohio, and I think there's 16 other states.
I need more clarification on that.
18th state. What's wrong?
Denied them just because they went in and said they're gay. They're denied health care.
Yeah.
What reason?
Because they don't have to do it.
No, I'm serious.
No, that's what it's about. If a doctor doesn't want to transgender you or doesn't want to work on a gay person, or
I'm not saying transgender.
No, I'm saying it all. If he doesn't or she doesn't want to deal with a gay person or lesbian or a queer or bisexual,
That's federal term.
It's
a federal term.
They don't have to. It's not mandatory. You're not going to get in trouble if you deny healthcare services to these people.
Y'all want my opinion?
Sure.
I don't agree with that.
Why?
I don't agree with it. You want to be gay or lesbian? Hell, I'm lesbian. I love a woman. You want to be gay or lesbian? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. It's not my lifestyle. I don't care. But to sit there and point it out, to point it out, see, there you go. It's the same thing. Now, here we're going to have a double standard before we get going on this. You're going to say it's okay that doctor can't treat a gay person. Oh, this is bullshit. If he don't treat a non-vaccinated person, it's the same thing, Doug. It's the same thing. How can you sit and disagree with me? I don't believe in that lifestyle. I don't care, though. Oh, here we go.
I just want to point it out that it is really true.
Personally, I'm not going to sit here and even say that I agree with that lifestyle. But, what you choose to do is what you choose to do. There we go with the segregation and discrimination thing. I don't agree with that.
Now.
I don't agree with that. Because a man wants to be gay or a woman wants to be lesbian. I know plenty of, I can't even believe I'm going into this shit. I know plenty of gay couples, man, woman, that would make a hell of a lot better role model for some of these kids out there than some of these goddamn crackheads we got.
Or make a better president.
Yeah, or even make a better president.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with that. How can you make a law like that and tell the doctors that it's okay?
Hold on. It's not a law. It's in our budget.
We're not going to pay them, doctor. Yeah, but it's in the budget. But you just give permission doctors to deny treatment.
Right. Why was it in the budget? Because it would never have stood on its own, and he never vetoed it.
I'm sorry. You people out there might not, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Greg. I'm not saying I agree with the lifestyle. There's people don't agree with what lifestyle I had in my past. But what I'm saying is that's discrimination.
If you wake up gay one day and you go to the doctor and they say, no, you're out of luck. Nothing you can do about it.
It's wrong. It's discrimination. We just went through all this shit this summer.
Right.
Gay Pride Month or whatever the hell it's called.
Right. This thing is what's going on, and this is a good example of it, is they stick stuff in these bills, just like this $3.5 trillion. Wait till this thing gets passed and you'll find out.
Puke. It'll make you puke, Doug.
You'll find all kinds of stuff in there.
You're right. Why the fuck is that even in a budget plan?
Because it would not stand on
That's
its own.
not the question about standing on its own. Why is that? What the hell does that have to do with our budget?
Well, there's Medicare, Medicaid. So
here's the question. If that's the answer, here's the question. There's a doctor that's going to help them, correct?
Maybe.
There's a doctor that's going to help them.
Right.
They're still going to pay with Medicare, Medicaid.
Exactly right. But
fucking Joe. Going along with the budget plan. It probably was in it too.
I'll check on the cookie and the license plate.
How can anybody sit there, whether you agree with that lifestyle or not? Because Sean hit it on the head. What's coming next is in a budget or in some freaking bill. If you're unvaccinated, you have the right. And doctors are refusing to treat some people that are unvaccinated. That's discrimination too. We can't fucking say, and I get pissed off about this because it's fucking hypocritical. We can't say that's wrong and turn around and say, well, it doesn't matter with that. It's the same fucking thing.
And it goes back to what we talked about right at the top. Nobody. There's no fight. We don't have a fight.
You know what's worse about this? That goofball out there is half-ass right.
Which goofball out there?
Newsom.
No.
It's discrimination at its highest. Listen, it don't matter if you're black, white, gay, lesbian. It doesn't matter. Discrimination is discrimination. Am I wrong?
Correct. And just take all that out and just say person over 50, a doctor doesn't have to deal with you. It's discrimination at its best. Yep.
Unvaxxed, vaxxed.
Mm-hmm.
Gay, straight. Doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
Oh, I never seen this.
Yeah. That's what see, you got to understand, Sean. That's pushed through with this whole Biden speech, too. You got to understand this right now. When he said federal employees, and go on down the line, it's coming out. I tried finding it again, like the VA. If you're an unvaccinated veteran, you're in jeopardy of losing all your benefits from VA. That's not right. It's no different than a gay guy walking in. Hey, doc. Well, why are we even asking?
Me and my husband were sitting in.
Well, if you want to get into Privacy Acts, which we brought up in HIPAA laws, why are you even asking, are you gay or not?
I'm only.
If he's got herpes or AIDS or something like that, okay, I can understand. But
and I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't think that. First of all, most doctors will take care of people, but they have the right not to. Now, I don't think it becomes an issue unless, like you said, there's some sexually transmitted diseases or something. or you want a transgender, they don't want to do that.
I can a
whatever.
transgender operation. You got to go see certain people to have that, Doug. It is.
Mhm.
You know, what's a guy going to walk in? Hey, I'm, Christine Mize. Yeah. Well, I believe I have a yeast infection. Something like that. Yeah, I can understand. But
Right.
it's my choice to get the flu shot. Yeah.
You wouldn't be a pretty girl.
Well, I'd be a beautiful woman. Debbie just insulted me and said you wouldn't be a pretty woman.
And you got your hair done today.
I've already got the boobs. I mean, come on. I got my hair cut short. I'd be the man in the lesbian. But seriously, so we passed this through a budget bill that a doctor has the right, if he doesn't want to treat a gay or a lesbian, he has that right not to treat him. If you're not vaccinated, he's got the right not to treat you. Okay,
Now,
let's put it one step further here. Okay, let's put it one step further. So, I would love to find one of my black friends. Send him to a doctor's office with a hidden camera and say, I'm a gay black man. Can I get treated? What would happen then? Inquiry minds from Chris Mize want to know.
Well, let's do that. We'll hook you up with a camera, and
I'm just saying.
Hey, Inside Edition can do it at Kalahari. You can do it at the doctor's office.
What? That isn't right. This is where we're going, even in the state now. Fucking DeWine.
Do you
know what?
what
That's what happened when I gave him a compliment 2 weeks ago. That's exactly what happened.
He responded to this. He was asked.
He didn't veto it.
You want to hear his response?
Yeah.
Okay. People are not going to be discriminated against in regards to medical care. We have a vibrant medical care system in the state of Ohio. We have great doctors. We have great nurses. We have great systems. This is not a problem, has not been a problem in the state of Ohio, and I do not expect it to be a problem.
Then if it's not a problem, veto the fucking bill, you dumbass.
Why is it in there then?
If it's not a problem, veto the bill. As a governor, I'd be saying, why the fuck is this in a budget bill?
Exactly. That's what I just said.
Well, why'd you veto it?
Why is it in there then?
Why'd you veto it, Governor Mize? Why'd I veto this bill? Wasn't because of the budget, because you got some bullshit written into the budget. It has nothing to do with the budget.
Right.
Take it out, bring it back to me, and I'll be okay.
Without all the alphabet stuff in there.
Yeah, so what it comes down to, and this is the question, it's going to be text tomorrow, you can bet your fucking ass, just to a couple people. What it comes down to is this. You're absolutely right. They didn't want the public to know they were sliding that in, so they slid it in the budget bill. Boom, away it goes. Public didn't have to know. And guess what? Here it comes down to Doug doing a little research. Boom, there it is. And none of us know any of the better.
Right. Now, if we had one of them, and I'm going to say those people, if we had an LGBTQ person on, we could say, did you know this? And they're probably going to say, no, I didn't know that. I'm going to go to my doctor and get turned away now.
Yeah, I'm going to go to a couple people. Hey, you a member of this group? You know, we'll hey, you can have your coming out party on C&D No Bullshit.
we will welcome you. We will welcome you. We have no Biden supporters, apparently.
Yeah, we're not going to be on long because that could go X-rated. I might have a few questions I want to ask.
Oh boy.
Do you got the gold card at Cirillo, sir? Our producer's shaking her head at me.
Wait till you really hear what's going on.
So
wait till you watch this.
Oh God. Yeah, you know what, Sean? We'll just sit here and we'll say, man, it's terrible. Nothing will get done.
You're right. You're right. You're exactly right. And that's what
Nothing
we
will get
talked
done.
about.
The only thing that'll get done tomorrow, trust me, people, when I tell you this, the only thing that'll get done tomorrow is there'll be about 4 texts go out of my phone.
I 100% agree with that, because I would say that a lot of the people that are watching, minus me, because I do know, don't know their representative. And you know how people, they'll say, get a hold of your congressman or your representative. And I don't know that many people do that.
Hell, I know people in Champaign County that write them emails, call them everything, can't get a return call. Nino Vitale, where are you?
Yeah, we're still looking for you too. And he did sponsor a decent bill, so that's the
I
only
don't
thing
give
he's
a
got going
shit.
for him. Well, he gets 1 point.
I guarantee he voted for the budget.
I'm sure a lot of people did. So we'll check
that question's going to get asked. Why would you vote for something like this? It has this in it that's discriminatory. Why aren't we asking that question?
Why isn't he on?
Who, Nino Vitale?
No, any of them. Anybody. Any of our representatives.
They don't want to come on and talk about that right now, I guarantee you. I'd like to hear Mark's stance on that one. Mark Picada.
Maybe it's time.
Oh, I guarantee you I send him a message tomorrow and
ask him if he can give us about 15 minutes next week. Well, talking about next week, what are we doing next week?
Next week we'll go to Monday night at 8 o'clock.
Because we're busy on Sunday.
I'm hoping we're done by
hopefully dark. We're done by now.
Yeah, I get a message. What's going on? I don't want to turn the lights on.
It's too late in the season for
All
this.
Right, we've been on almost 2 hours, believe it or not.
Yeah, time flies when you're talking about things you love.
Debbie's shaking her head again. You said this show would only be an hour when you two assholes started it.
That dog is sweet as ready.
Yeah, what we meant to say was an hour for Chris, an hour for me.
Yeah, that's it. An hour for each.
Hour rebuttal.
Yeah. So what was it you wanted to play, and then we'll get the hell off here?
Play.
You said you had something you wanted to play?
No.
All right, so it's the end of the show. Listen. There's a song I put up on the C&D page. I don't like rap music. I just don't like rap music. I don't like.
You don't even know the rights to it, do you?
I don't what?
You don't even own the rights to it.
I know. I don't own the rights to this song.
Did you put that on there?
Yeah, but it was under YouTube.
Oh.
So there's a song, couple posts down, and it's a rapper.
You're right.
And then it goes into the woman's voice. I can't remember who they are. It goes into a woman's voice, and
I think you can play like 10 seconds without us getting thrown off.
Okay, play 10 seconds of it.
Go Truckers.
Hey, go Truckers! In case we get thrown off.
Maybe you can help us.
Yeah. Can you play 10 seconds of it?
I think you can get away with that.
Well, just put up. We don't own the rights to the music.
Where am I putting that?
I don't know. Scroll across the bottom. You're good at all
We
this bullshit.
Don't own the rights to this music we are playing. There we go.
The song's name is God We Need You Now. Struggle Jennings. And Caitlin Curtis. Listen to this. Oh, you put it up on the page?
Oh, absolutely.
I thought you were going to play it.
What? I don't
Anyways, okay, go listen to that. I don't like rap
What's
music.
the name of it?
God, we need you now. Listen to the words in this rap. I'm not a rap. I don't like rap, but I'm telling you something. This guy hits it on the head, Doug. Hits it on, and listen to it a couple times, and you'll see. This is one of the best songs that's come out about America, in my opinion. I ain't a rap guy, but I can tell you what, I listen to the song 3 times a week. Keep me kind of, maybe that's why I'm calmer, Doug.
You got God in you?
Yeah, I do, but I mean, I listen.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Yeah, damn right. Anybody that doesn't believe that's your choice, but I can tell you right now, we do need him now to straighten this shit out. Trust me. I mean, the morals in this country are completely gone from this administration. Son of a bitch goes to a Catholic church, gets sworn in, and the next day gives $30 million out for abortion. Biggest hypocritical thing I've seen. And I tell you what's even more hypocritical. You want me to tell you what's more hypocritical, Doug? Catholic Church still backs them. Catholic Church still backs them.
He got
I'm
booed
Catholic.
coming out of church.
I'm Roman Catholic, and the Catholic Church still backs him. What's that make me feel like? I'm a double loser. I'm still registered Democrat, and I'm Roman Catholic.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying if you're Catholic, you're a loser, but stop thinking what I'm saying, Doug.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church should have condemned him right then and there. You just give $30 million to countries for abortion? And you had us on TV yesterday coming out for mass before you're sworn in. What's that say?
All right. I have it pulled up. It's your call. You think we should just roll with it?
We'll probably get this show. We'll probably get the show thrown off. Just play a segment of it.
All right. We'll just play. Just tell me when to stop. Also, if we talk over it.
World getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on, let it resonate, accelerate. Find your inner hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest.
All right. How much trouble do you think we got into?
Well, we'll probably get this show deleted, but you know what? I don't care. Stop and listen to what the guy's saying. I mean, this is clearly a black guy. There's black people in that holding American flags with white. You know, I don't like crap, but I tell you this. If you listen to them words on that song, it says it all, Doug. It says it all what's going on. Everything that's going on. We took it. I don't want to go religion. All right, I don't want to go religious, Doug. But we've taken God out of schools, God out of trying to take it out of government, trying to take it out of this, trying to take it out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to stop. This country is based on religion too. When they come over and our founding fathers read the goddamn script, the Constitution. You better get right and hit your pillows. That's all I got to say. Start saying a couple prayers, because it's got to straighten out. Everything that guy says in that song, if you listen close to it, whether it's Facebook, you're gone.
Not yet.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah. See, Sean saying it's on my page. Some people can't even find it on the No Bull page. It's on there. It's on there. You want to hear a funny story about it? A post above it's got 176, 200 reach, Doug. I pointed this out before we come on. Post below it has 170, 200 some reach. That post got 6 people reached. 6 people.
Wow.
How can you have one up here, one down here, and 6? Just like the Candace Owens post I put up. 300 up here, 300 down here, 22. Because of you, Facebook and YouTube, you don't want the truth going out. You don't want people like this saying the truth. You don't want Candace Owens, Lord forbid, a black woman that's intelligent as her comes on and tells the truth on how it really is. You don't want to hear that shit. You're not going to promote that agenda. You are not going to promote that agenda.
It was posted September 21st.
21st, I posted. Yeah. I put it up in every chat room and every, you know what I'm saying, Doug? Tammy Spears is on. Tammy Spears Boers. I even sent it to her because I know she watched this show all the time. Sent it to her and I told her, I don't like rap music, but listen to this. She sent me a message back just like she's put up there when we started playing songs. It's truth. You listen to the words. Doesn't matter. Listen to the words. Everything that man says and what she comes on and sings is the truth. Is the truth. We got evil people in office. Evil people. Their agenda ain't from up above, it's from down below, Doug. From down below.
I agree with that.
I mean, they got fire touching their ass right now. And they made deals with the devil, and you know what? We're paying for it. We're paying for it. Simple as that. If you don't like that I went religion a little bit, I don't give a shit. It's our show. Facebook ain't gonna like it. I can tell you this right now. You better watch this live, because tomorrow morning this show we'll get a message. We'll get a message.
You played a song.
Just like YouTube. We think you might have given some medical misinformation. Just like what Facebook's going to tell us. They're going to say that we used music and we wasn't allowed to. That'll be their thing. But, behind the scenes, they might as well just come out and say, hey, listen, we don't like what the words in that song don't fit our agenda, so we're going to take it off.
Right.
While we're at
finally,
it,
we got something we can just yank this one.
Yep, we can yank this one. We're tired of that asshole telling us to kiss his ass.
Right.
And they can. They can blow off.
That's their platform.
They can blow off. Because when it goes communism and socialist, when they try to actually do that and think they're doing it, trust me, Zuckerfuck, you're going to be the first head they cut off. They ain't going to want us reaching to each other, California, Texas, Ohio, in a matter of seconds. They ain't going to want us reaching the Canadians. They ain't going to want us talking across the world. Trust me. You're the first head they're going to cut. Well, Facebook don't exist no more. Sorry there, Zuckerfuck. Hope you take $100 billion that you got and save some. Oh, by the way, we know what you got because any transaction is 600 or more. And guess what? We're starting distribution of wealth. So you don't have 170 no more. You got, we'll let you keep 10 million.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, Greg. Don't care. Don't care. I mean, Doug's scratching his forehead going, shut up, Chris. But it is what it is. Sooner or later, I'll be checking. Huh?
Uh-oh.
Did they freeze me up?
Just for about 3 seconds.
Here we go. So let's just end the show because in the next 2 minutes, I'll be getting booted. That's how it starts.
Right. They give like a warning shot.
Yeah. So, all right. Doug, you got anything?
No, I think we've done enough damage.
Doug's going, I don't want 30 days, Chris.
No.
No,
but watch your comments because that will get you 30.
Yeah.
No, don't they do 3 first? Didn't somebody get 3?
Depends. Yeah, Robbie Sisco's already got 120 days this year.
Jesus.
But to close out, we covered some shit. We were back and forth tonight. We are at 2 hours now. Sorry, but I mean, just take a look at what's going on in the state of Ohio. I can't believe they put a thing like that in a budget bill.
I can't either.
It's complete discrimination.
Forgot to tell you about that earlier.
Yeah. To pay attention. Our dictator in charge every day, he's more concerned about
Putin.
Yeah, Walter Putin. He's more concerned about how we rounded Haitians up and kept them kind of in control with horses than he's concerned about you or our American soldiers. He hasn't said the 13 names yet. Our flag at Snuff Speedway will fly at half staff again this weekend. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you until them names are recognized.
So it'll be at half mast till we get
a new president. Other than that, write your politicians. You better find out who your state representative is and write them real quick. Why this was put in a budget bill that had nothing to do with the budget. Because I guarantee you I will. Other than that, Doug, hope everybody has a good week. Hopefully we see you next Monday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, don't forget Monday.
Hopefully we see you. If we're not,
right.
If I'm in jail, send me some commissary money.
Right.
I like Hershey bars. Hey, Jazz is back. He shut up the whole show. Yeah, but all right, other than that, thanks everybody. Hope y'all have a good week. Most of you, I'll see you Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night, my night to drink a few beers, Doug. Everybody knows that.
Wow.
Billy Strayler will be playing in the bar some music. So God bless America. God bless all you. Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah, that'll get